Welcome back to the Farming Guy series. This is the first episode of the second arc, as we were able to finish the first arc with the defeat of the dragon and the completion of Dragon Slayer 1. This episode's going to be a little bit more relaxed. I'm going to be going over some goals and a few achievements that I've accomplished while sort of thinking about the things I want to do going forward with the account. So let's start with those goals. I mentioned last time that Karend didn't even exist the last time I played this game, and that is something that I would like to look at. I want to see what's there. I want to see what I can do there. And I'm especially interested in the Farmers Guild. I really want to see what's in the Farmers Guild, and I really want to find out what I can do in the Farmers Guild. So in order to accomplish this, I will wander around the map of the island. If I do anything interesting, I'll probably include it, but I might just fast forward that bit. That won't be in this video, that'll be in next video. But I also want to finish all of the quests that are related to Karend, unless they are above experienced difficulty. Generally, quests that are higher than the experience level have very high skill requirements, and while I will hopefully get those skill requirements eventually, I don't want to press into it too hard, as I need to keep my farming level the highest. They'll happen soon, but not in this arc. On the same vein as quests, I would like to complete all quests that are experience and lower, once again, that either give me farming experience or they require a farming level. Looking at the wiki, here were some quests that I could find that meet these criteria, and I'll probably have to do their prerequisites too, because, I can't get these quests done unless I can actually do them. So, Forgettable Tale of a Drunken Dwarf, Garden of Death, Garden of Tranquility, My Arm's Big Adventure, Enlightened Journey, Rum Deal, and Fairy Tale Part 2. Specifically, Fairy Tale Part 2 has a requirement of 57 herb lore. I am going to have to do a lot of herb lore training in order to get Fairy Tale Part 2 done. But I have the benefit that I'm actually able to plant my own herbs, so that should help with the grind significantly. Other quests that require a farming level to do include Grim Tales, Song of the Elves, and While Gothic Sleeps. These are quests that I really want to get done. However, in the time constraint I'm giving myself, I don't think it would be feasible to get these quests done in time, which is why I placed the difficulty cap on the quest at experienced and lower for the time being. So, other things that have been going on. I did a lot of Guardians of the Rift because I wanted to be able to create nature runes in order to start using low alchemy on items. I understand if I wait to get 55 magic, then I can use high alchemy instead of low alchemy, but at the same time, I sort of need money in between. I can't just do things for free. I'm going to need some money to throw around so that I can actually get my magic up to level 55, along with my farming, more importantly, up to level 55 before I can even qualify to have 55 magic. But Guardians of the Rift is actually almost too good of a way to get runecrafting experience, and when I need to make more nature runes, I'll have to take my essence to Karamja and run to the nature altar in order to make my nature runes that way, because the experience rates are slightly lower. Every bit of experience that I'm getting here that isn't absolutely essential has the potential to get in the way later on down the line. I also decided now would be a decent time to complete Shades of Morton. have a bit of a soft spot for the content in Mauritania ever since a certain creator uploaded a very comprehensive series on the region. So I do aim to complete a lot of the quests in Mauritania, even though they don't necessarily relate to my goals. They're just kind of something I'm doing on the side. What does relate to my goals in Mauritania, however, is temple trekking. Temple trekking is one of the best ways I have to gain watermelon seeds. I can get watermelon seeds from master farmers by pickpocketing them, but the rates seem to be inconsistent. Whereas completing temple trekking paths, as long as you finish the path, the reward is guaranteed to be watermelon seeds if that's what you pick. I also think it might be a pretty good way to get a better herb base later on. I do have the ability to plant my own herbs, but again, I don't have a reliable source for herb seeds. Pickpocketing master farmers, yes, it's great. This is just an alternate solution to the problem. I have here a couple of my first tries with temple trekking. Let's see how that first temple trek goes, then. Alright. Let's do it. Route 1, Route 2, Route 3. Slow plod. Let's start at level 2. No. I think the rewards are better if you have the harder path, so screw it. Level 3. I have my ectophile. If I get completely swamped, I can just bail. Damn, I forgot the Snelm. What is it hitting me with? Is it melee? No, it is not melee. If it's ranged, I'll just pray ranged. It looks like it's hitting me with ranged. I was meant to bring a Snelm with me because apparently the Snelm gives a huge bonus to your defense against the giant snails, but I forgot. Oops. Oh, I ate too much food. Oops. I don't know if I can sell this stuff, but oh, okay. Well, I was hoping I could lure them one at a time. I don't know. I don't even know if I have enough prayer for this. Shoot. It is bad if I miss my flick. I hit hard. Actually 1 hit point. Wow. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't try to be cool. Being cool is ill-advised. I only have 8 prayer left, though. I'm not going to be able to do this. Shoot. God, they just take so much damage. And I can't make prayer potions yet. You gotta be kidding me. Well, I get to die. So doing the harder trail on temple trekking wasn't really working out. I was admittedly a little bit demoralized, but at the same time, my account isn't that strong yet. I have access to my proselyte armor, which, while it's very helpful to have the prayer bonus, it doesn't have very high defensive stats since it's only equivalent to adamant armor. I think the hardest path is going to have to wait for quite some time before I can reliably complete it and reap the rewards from it. As a way to still have something to show for my efforts, I decided to try path number 2 to see how it would go. And here are some of those highlights. The snake encounter was pretty difficult. My follower was losing health rapidly, but once the first snake was killed, I tried to figure out which snake was attacking her, luckily clicking the correct snake, and then both of the snakes attacked me, and I could just flick my prayer. You might notice the flashing square at the bottom left near the chat box. That's a visual metronome telling me exactly how the ticks are being processed through RuneScape. Now, a tick, if you're wondering, is a measurement of time that RuneScape uses. Not sure if this is unique to RuneScape, if it's something the developers created simply for RuneScape, or if it is something that is more widely used in the world of programming. I'm just not very familiar with programming. That's why I don't know. But a tick is 1/100th of 1 minute, meaning a tick is roughly equivalent to 0.6 seconds. That means there are almost 2 ticks in 1 second, but there's just a little bit more. So you can't just count it out 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. You've got to get a little bit more creative. One of the creative ways that I thought of was if I could find a song that I know with a BPM of 100. Since there's 100 ticks in 1 minute, that would be the same as 100 beats per minute. So if I could find a song that would match that same timing, I could sort of use the visual cue from the metronome and the auditory cue from the song to sort of strengthen the muscle memory of prayer flicking. Now, my music theory is admittedly quite rusty. I don't happen to know off the top of my head songs that have 100 BPM, so I looked it up. One of the songs that was displayed was Dancing Queen by ABBA, and I thought it would be very humorous to have Dancing Queen playing while I am trying to find my way through this horrible creature-infested swamp. Any way you want to try to do it, I think prayer flicking, while a very advanced mechanic, is something that most people can learn with just a little bit of help. Be it the visual cue from the metronome that I use, or auditory cues from a song that you enjoy listening to with the same BPM, or both. If you can get the flash of the metronome to line up with the downbeat of the drum, that is going to create the most successful connection and really help you learn how to prayer flick, and eventually you can take the training wheels off. But I'm still really bad at this, so I'm going to need my training wheels for a while longer. Moving on to my second encounter, I got Vampire Juvenates, and that is the entire reason I brought a range setup with me. I don't have a great silver weapon for melee, but I did make a bunch of silver bolts at one point for crafting experience, and I later flighted the bolts for fletching experience. So I had 500-ish bolts and brought them with me. One of the skills that I had a lot of work on off camera was fletching. I wanted to get up to the point where I could fletch a steel crossbow. While the bone crossbow is lighter and in general a little bit more efficient to use than the steel crossbow, the steel crossbow does have a higher ranged attack bonus and can therefore, on average, kill enemies faster. The bone crossbow really excels in the fact that it fires the bone crossbow bolts, which are quite inexpensive in comparison to the range strength bonus they give. That makes the bone crossbow very effective for AFK training. If your bolts despawn, you're not really too sad about it because you know you can just go buy another one for 2 gold. Whereas I need all of these silver bolts to count, because when I run out of these silver bolts, I'm going to have to go make more of them. So I need to be able to drop these Juvenates as fast as I can to recover as much ammo as possible. I also tried using the Guthix balance potion on them, but it wasn't working the way I thought it was supposed to, so I'll put a pin in that and try to get it done later. But that's it. I completed my first temple trek. 2 encounters only, was pretty lucky, but when I did a little bit of looking into it later, generally 2 to 4 is how many encounters you have for a medium temple trekking run. Got my fingers crossed to get some 0 encounter runs at some point in the future. I do think that would be pretty funny, but now I have a decent supply of watermelon seeds. I run another one right after this because I'm feeling really good about it. I didn't show it, but then I decided to get some agility training done. It's been a long time since I've trained agility. I was already in Canifus, and that's my best course. So I just did a bunch of laps while I was chatting with friends online until I hit level 50 agility. And that's it. This farming run was actually recorded before I did the agility course runs, but we can pretend. There are a good number of quests that I'm going to need to do for the second part, and I'm really looking forward to that because questing has been something that's been very fun to do for me. I don't have too much more to say here. This was really just a bit of a progress update, I suppose. But with that done, I hope most of you are a little bit more excited to see what's in store for the next arc, and I'm just going to go ahead and get started. If you'd like to continue following the adventure, please consider subscribing, and you can drop a like or share this video with friends if you think this is content they would enjoy. I'm excited to get to work, so I'll see everyone in the next one. Goodbye.